Hello dear children of class 6 and welcome to yet another online class of geography. Dear children, we will be continuing with our previous lesson, major landforms of the earth. Now if you remember, in the previous video we talked about mountains and different forms of mountains, how they are formed and what are the different forms of mountains. Now today we will be learning about plateaus, okay? Plateau, plateau. Its plural is plateau, Plateaux, okay? Plateaux, plateau is the plural of plateau. Now plateau refers to an elevated landform, okay? An elevated landform means the landform which is at more height than the plains, same like mountains. But between mountains and plateaus, okay, between mountains and a plateau, the basic difference is of their summit, of their peak. Whereas most of the mountains have pointed peaks, plateau have flat table top. Flat table top. They are not pointed, they are flat. Okay, on top they are flat. That's why plateaus are also known as tableland. Tableland or plain in the air. Plain in the air. Understood? Because their top part, their summit is not pointed like a mountain. Instead, it is flat. Now, there are many great plateaus in the world. Okay. In fact, the plateau of Tibet, is also known as the roof of the world. It is also known as the roof of the world because it is the highest plateau. Okay, it is the highest plateau, and plateaus are economically very important because as they are flat on the top, they are first of all not as high as mountains. And they have a flat top, means agriculture is possible on a plateau. Secondly, plateaus are a gold mine. Okay, plateaus are a gold mine when it comes to mineral. And by gold mine, I don't mean you get only gold there. You get different minerals. I use the word gold mine because it means they are storehouse of. You will get plenty of minerals in the plateau. Having said that, let's see what the book has to say about it. Plateau, plural of plateau, are the uplifted section of the earth crust that are almost flat or level. Okay, they are the uplifted section and they are flat and level on the top and usually descend steeply to the surrounding lowlands. A plateau is also sometimes referred to as the plain in the air or tableland. The plateau of Tibet in Asia, the East African plateau in Africa, and the Colorado plateau in North America are well-known examples. In India, the Deccan Plateau and the Chota Nagpur Plateau are good examples. Okay, when it comes to world examples, you have Plateau of Tibet in Asia, you have East African Plateau in Africa, and Colorado Plateau in North America. And when it comes to India, the good examples of plateaus are Deccan Plateau and Chota Nagpur Plateau. The former covers a large area and is fertile, while the latter is a storehouse of mineral wealth. It means Deccan Plateau, okay, Deccan Plateau, which is located on the southern side of India, is very fertile and it covers the large area. It covers almost the entire southern peninsular part of India. All right, and the Chota Nagpur Plateau is the storehouse of minerals. It is not as fertile as Deccan Plateau, but it is the storehouse of minerals. Plateaus are of great economic value. The South African plateau, for instance, yields gold, diamond, copper, manganese, chromium, while the plateau in West Africa is rich in gold and iron. So it means I was not wrong when I used the word gold mine. You see, you mostly get gold. In fact, in the South African plateau, you get gold, diamond, copper, manganese, chromium, all valuable and important minerals. Now, coming to the next type of plateaus. Now, children, when it comes to type of plateaus, okay, you have tectonic plateau, then you have volcanic plateau, then you have dissected plateau, then you have Piedmont plateau, okay, and the last one is intermountain plateau. Intermountain plateau. All right. So in types of plateau, you have 5 different types of plateau. You have tectonic plateau, Tectonic, tectonic plateau. Then you have volcanic plateau, Volcanic, volcanic plateau. Then you have dissected plateau, Dissected, dissected plateau. Then you have Piedmont plateau, Piedmont, Piedmont plateau. And last one you have is intermountain plateau, Intermontane, intermountain plateau. So we will be learning one by one about different type of plateaus. First one is tectonic plateau. Tectonic plateau is formed by the movement of Earth's crustal plates. Tectonic movement causes a huge portion of the Earth's surface to rise. The plateau of South Africa and Turkish-Iranian plateau are example of tectonic plateau. You see, the very word tectonic refers to movement of Earth's crust, that movement of tectonic plates, huge masses of rock present under, right? Sometimes the movement of these huge masses of rock throws up an entire section of land, okay, throws up an entire section of land, and hence since it comes from the down, hence it already has a flat top. This leads to formation of a tectonic plateau. Your example are the plateau of South Africa and the Turkish-Iranian plateau. Same way, next one here is volcanic plateau. You see, dear children, sometimes what happens during volcanic eruption, okay, successive spreading of lava sheets, okay, one layer of lava sheet, then another layer of lava sheet, then another layer of lava sheet, leads to elevated landform. And since the lava has flown out, okay, flown out there, so it is not able to form a conical or sharp peak to form a volcanic mountain. Instead, it ends up forming a volcanic plateau. Now let's see what the book says about this. Volcanic plateau is a plateau formed by successive spread of successive layers of lava in a particular region. Okay, like I was telling you, one time volcano erupts, lava spreads over a region. Again the volcano erupts, another layer of lava covers the already present layer. Then another layer comes up, another layer comes up, another layer comes up. This way, this lava sheet, it spreads over a large area and creates an uplifted landform with a flat surface, leading to formation of volcanic plateau. When the lava cools, it solidifies and successive sheets of lava finally form a raised tableland or plateau over the period of time. The extensive Columbia Plateau in the northwestern part of USA, okay, and the northwestern part of the Deccan Plateau and Malwa Plateau are example of volcanic plateau. Okay, so the best examples of volcanic plateau come from our country only, the Malwa Plateau as well as the Deccan Plateau. The Malwa Plateau as well as the Deccan Plateau is an example of volcanic plateau. Next comes dissected plateau. The word dissected means cut into pieces. Cut into pieces. You see, dear some children, what happens? Suppose this is one flat plateau, okay, so with many rivers flowing okay, many rivers flowing, erosion takes place in large scale over a long period of time. So instead of one single plateau, it gets divided into many sections. It is one plateau only, but it is broken. The land in the middle is eroded away, forming huge gorges, khai. Okay, gorges or khai, and sorry, not gorges, gorges. Okay, gorges or khai, as it is called in Hindi, and this leads to formation of dissected plateau. Okay, so let's see the example. They have irregular surface, of course, marked by canyons, gorges, and steep, narrow valleys formed by the process of erosion. Erosion refers to carrying away of material by running water or wind. Okay, when the soil material is carried away by different agents, like maybe running water, maybe wind, it is known as erosion. And due to erosion only, the soil material present in the plateau are eroded away at different places, leading to formation of canyons and gorges. Understood? Which leads to formation of dissected plateau. They are mostly common in dry and desert regions. The Colorado Plateau, through which the Grand Canyon passes, and the Brazilian Plateau, Mato Grosso, are example of dissected plateau. Coming to the next, you have intermountain plateau. The word intermountain refers to between two mountains. See, when a plateau, in between mountains, not just between two mountains, in between mountains. So when a plateau is surrounded by mountains from almost all the sides, it is known as intermountain plateau. These are surrounded by mountains and are the most common types of plateau. The most common example of intermountain plateau is the Tibetan Plateau, which is enclosed by Himalayan mountains to its south and Kunlun Shan to its north. Okay, they are surrounded by mountains. This type of plateaus, intermountain plateau, like I told you earlier, are surrounded by mountain, and the best example of it is the Tibetan Plateau. Tibetan Plateau, from one side it is enclosed by Himalayan mountains to the south, and to the north there are the Kunlun Shan mountain ranges. Now comes Piedmont Plateau. Now Piedmont Plateau, dear children, is same like intermountain plateau. Only difference is that this plateau, Piedmont Plateau, it does not lies fully between the mountains only. It is not enclosed by mountains. One side there is mountain, and another side there can be a plain or an ocean. So you can say when a plateau lies between a mountain and a plain or an ocean. Sorry. When the plateau lies between mountain and a plain or an ocean, then it is known as Piedmont Plateau. So let's see what the book says. Piedmont Plateau is one that lies between a mountain and a plain or an ocean. Example of Piedmont Plateaus are Patagonia Plateau in South America and Piedmont Plateau of North America. Okay, so instead of having a name in North America, they have simply called it Piedmont Plateau. Remember the difference between intermountain plateau and Piedmont Plateau, very important. Intermountain plateaus are surrounded by mountains from all the sides, but a Piedmont Plateau lies between a mountain. One side there is a mountain, but on other side there will be either a plain or an ocean. Right? Now coming to basin. Okay, we have covered plateaus here. Now we will be covering basin. So let's see what the book says directly about the basin. A basin is a depressed section of earth crust surrounded by higher land. You see, when there are higher lands on one side and another side there is a depression, a hole. Okay, so this depression or the hole is known as basin. Okay, if plateaus and mountains are raised surfaces, you see the difference. Plateaus and mountains, they are raised surfaces, but the basin is a depression. It is a hole. in the earth's surface, and it is surrounded by higher land from all the sides. Many basins are found alongside plateau edges and form area of inland drainage, that is river flowing in the basin do not reach the sea. The Tarim and Saidam basins of Asia and Chad basin of North Central America are basins of inland drainage. Now one keyword here, dear children, is inland drainage. Inland drainage. Okay. Now what it refers to, I'll explain it to you. See, most of the rivers, when they move from mountains or plateaus, or they move from their source, their prime destination is the sea or an ocean, is to reach the sea or an ocean. But like the book says, these basins are mostly surrounded by plateaus, right? Higher land. So you can understand that any river which moves from that higher land will simply come into the basin, go into the hole, right? And it won't reach sea or an ocean. That's why basins are area of inland drainage. The rivers, instead of going to the rivers coming out of the higher land, instead of going to sea or an ocean, they simply drain into the basin. They flow into the basin. Hence, basins are the areas of inland drainage. Okay. And the examples they have given are Tarim and Saidam basins of Asia and Chad basin of North Central America. Next, you have valley here. You see, valley are low-lying lands between hills or mountains formed by an exogenous process. Exogenous means from outside. They are not formed due to tectonic movement. They are not formed due to movement of earth plates from under. Understood? They are low-lying areas between mountains or plateaus. They are low-lying plains surrounded by mountains or plateaus, and they are formed due to external process, means could be due to erosion by river, could be due to erosion by wind. Okay, means due to an outside agent only. Due to an outside agent, valleys are formed. Valleys are low-lying land between hills or mountain formed by an exogenous from the outside process, like a river flowing down the mountains or due to movement of plates inside the earth. In rare cases, they are formed due to tectonic movements also. A rift valley is a type of valley that is formed when the land between two faults sinks. In other words, the land between two block mountains is a rift valley. We have read this in previous chapters also, right? This is a block of land. When there two crustal faults appear, the land in the middle sinks down. The land in the middle sinks down. Land in the middle sinks down, and this land is known as rift. And remember your keyword, valley. Keyword here is valley. So you can say Rift Valley is an example of valley out here. The Narmada Valley in India and Nile Valley in Egypt are example of rift valleys. Okay, Narmada Valley and Nile Valley. Valleys may or may not have a river flowing through them. River valleys are usually V-shaped. Now valleys are mostly of two types. You have a V-shaped valley and you have a U-shaped valley. V-shaped valley, okay, this is, if the valley is like this, it's a V-shaped valley. If the valley is flat from down, the low-lying area is down, then it is a U-shaped valley. Now mostly the valley, they have a river flowing through them, but it's not always the case. See, all the rivers don't have, all the valleys don't have a river flowing through them. The Rhine Valley in Europe and Damodar Valley in India are example of river valleys. Okay, but if you want the example of river valleys, you have Rhine Valley in Europe and Damodar Valley in India. Now dear children, I'll stop it here today. Okay, now we have a last part to complete, that is plains. Plains will be covered in the next video. Alright, plains will be covered in the next video, and that will be the last section of this chapter. Then we will be moving on with the exercises. All right. Thank you very much. Stay safe.